Shoes have many helpful functions. They provide comfort while working on the job.
They're used to accomplish specific tasks, and sometimes they're used as a fashion statement.
But the most important function of a shoe is safety.
There are millions of kids in third world countries that do not even have the means of owning a single pair of shoes.
To raise awareness, I will go one day without shoes.
I'm going one day without shoes.
A Day Without Shoes is a cause that actually expands over the entire world. It's a benefit to raise awareness for those in the world who are not as fortunate as we are, who don't have shoes, who have to go every day without the luxury of wearing something on their feet. There are many times during the day where I think to myself, like, man, I have it rough, or man, things are going badly. But really, I'm super blessed, and something as simple as putting on shoes and going through my day-to-day activities, I don't even think about. So a cause like this is really important to not only make people step outside their comfort zones and experience what other people experience every day, but to also raise awareness and have these people understand what it's like to have to go through an entire day not wearing shoes. Many kids in third world countries, in Argentina, all parts of South America, Asia, have never known lives with shoes. They go about their day-to-day activities barefoot, and they think it's the norm. What a lot of them don't know is that at a young age, it's easy to walk around barefoot and not really worry about it. But as you get older, many of the schools in their countries won't let them in without shoes, preventing them from getting a good education. Without an education, you can't succeed and get a job. It's just a horrible cycle. Besides not being able to go to school or to work, they are also at a high risk for this disease called podocanosis, which is a form of elephantitis. It inflames the foot, makes it swell up to a size up to 5 times larger than its normal size. The easiest way to prevent podocanosis is to wear shoes. It's 100% preventable, and a lot of these kids just don't know it because they've gone their whole lives without wearing shoes. So getting these kids a pair of shoes really, in many cases, can be life-changing. The best way to deal with the issue of people not having shoes is just educate yourself and to learn more and more about what countries have the lowest rate of, people without shoes, or the highest poverty rates.
Something that people can do is not only be educated on the subject, but also use your talents, your ability to speak, to use, your silly things like Facebook. Give them information on it, tell them what's going on, and help these kids.
It was really tough going through an entire day without wearing shoes. Besides just walking from class to class on pavement that was covered in rocks and pebbles, I had to go to work, and my boss was not too thrilled with the idea, so I just kind of wore shoes until he went home for the day and then cheated. And my feet were really, really sore by the end of the day. I got scratches, I cut them on things.
But we just had to keep remembering that, that this was for a cause that, is kind of a big deal, that affects, I think it's 40% of the world's population doesn't have shoes. It was really, really helpful, I think, to be mindful about that when I was getting discouraged about, not being able to tell people about it, or, when people looked at me funny. It was encouraging to remember that this is something that is bigger than me.
Learn about the schools that don't accept kids without shoes, learn about the diseases that you can contract from going shoeless, and participate in events like this, like One Day Without Shoes. Go to the Tom's website and buy a pair of Tom's shoes. Tom's was founded by this guy named Blake, who just wanted to go into his own business, and he started making these shoes with the idea of every shoe that he sells, he gives a shoe to a child in need.
This company is giving us an opportunity to use what we have and the things that we're blessed with to help other people that aren't as fortunate, and to help these kids that go their entire lives without shoes have something to keep them not only healthy, but to give them an education and to give them a better life. Blake was one guy with a radical idea about 1 for 1. And one day without shoes was thousands of people. And in the first year, there were 10,000 shoes given away. Since then, in 2006 to now, there's been 85,000. In 2009, they're hoping to do a shoe drop of 300,000. One day without shoes is just one day. Imagine what we can do with 365 of them.
Seems like it took so long to get here.